Everybody's got their state caps on. Edwin's got
It's
what?
Tuesday. You know what that means. Time for another comic conversation. This is Jesse here. You're watching JLS Comics, and of course, Tuesday comic conversation. I'm here with the panel once again. Everybody's back, so thanks for coming back. Um, Wanted to just do quick intros here. We got some good things to talk about and some trivia. We don't know when that's going to come up here. Some fun things. Edwin's going to ask us some things. If you're in the chat, definitely answer those as well. And we're going to give you credit for that if you beat us to it, right? So we got some other cool things to talk about as well. So let's do the intros first, and then we're going to get into some of the books that we looking forward to tomorrow because it's Tuesday. It's New Comic Book Day Eve. So I want to take it away, Chris.
Yep. I am BostonChris, aka Buckshot33 is the name of my channel. Do unboxings, some comic hauls, things like that. And this week's been kind of low key for me, just kind of catching up on a few books that I didn't get to the week before, but picked up my haul, put it up last night. So if you haven't seen it, go ahead and check it out.
Wait. Oh, I didn't have the clapping up. Crap.
Oh, that's all right.
There you go. Improvise. All right. Woo! I'll snap. All right. Let's do Mr. Oh, there it is. There we go. Sorry about that. All right. Let's do Mr. Comics and Stuff.
Hey guys, this is Jose, aka Comics and Stuff. Welcome to our show.
I don't hear any clapping.
Yeah, man, you guys.
You guys don't hear that? Come
Now
on.
I can sleep tonight.
Wait, I gotta get with the picture. All right, cool. Edwin, how you doing, man?
I'm good. Hello, everybody out there in the YouTube world. Thanks for stopping by. Hope you guys enjoy the show. Also, if you're interested, I'm doing a free giveaway over at StrictlyComix, so check me out.
Very cool. I looked at that. I'm going to have to do that too. I'm already following you on Instagram, though. Should I unfollow you and then refollow you?
No, you're good. You're good.
Okay, cool. All right, Justin, how's it going, buddy?
Hey, good, everybody. Justin, ExileState Comics. I didn't actually put up a haul last week, so I'm going to do a double-sized haul this week. So that makes it more fun, right? Since it's a lighter week anyway. But yeah, so that, and also everybody check out comicbook.com, new articles and stuff going up there. The article that was attached to last week's episode of the Tuesday Comic Conversation has done like really well. We've gotten a lot of responses on that, so that's really cool.
Awesome. Yeah, definitely check that out. There's a lot of good stuff up there. Saturday, Sunday, some good stuff. And then Justin, we're going to go over the books that we're looking forward to, but Justin actually makes a really good list that he puts up there as well at the beginning of the week. So you have the full, complete list of all the books coming out. So if there's something you were thinking about and we didn't say it, go check that out. He'll hook it up with a good list for you. All right. Make sure I clap for everybody. All right, cool. So let's talk about the books that we're looking forward to tomorrow. It's a light week. It's it's the fifth week of the month, right?
Yep.
So it's usually a lighter one. So there's probably going to be some overlap here. Not a whole lot of books coming out, to be honest with you. So there's books, but books that we're really excited for. They're kind of out of cycle for this time. I guess I'll take it away. I'm looking forward to the first issue was a lot of fun. It was Predator versus Judge Dredd versus Aliens. Issue number 2 is coming out mañana. So I'm looking forward to seeing what happens with those folks. And those covers are really cool. They got last time it was Judge Dredd, and then you had Predator and the alien in his visor. And then this time, from what I remember, it's the alien, and then you can see the reflection in the xenomorph's head. So it's cool. They're continuing with that theme. Let's just do round robin here. I don't want to be talking too much all at once.
All right, who wants to go next?
Do it, Chris.
Yeah, go ahead, Chris.
I nominated myself. All right, so for me, the books that I have for this week, I'm going to start off with the series that I've been collecting as much as I can, and it's called Hench Girl. Just a great indie title. Usually has a very low print run, so if you see it, pick it up because it doesn't come back around. They haven't done any second printings of it or anything like that. Next up is Tokyo Ghost number 10. This is a really, really cool series by Image. You know, if you haven't picked it up, check it out. It's just like kind of, I guess you could call it a little bit of a mix between a Western and a Akira at the same time. And the villain in there reminds me a lot of the Joker, but he's, you know, not quite as over the top, but he's extremely sadistic. Really, really good read. Next, I have Justice League number 9. I want to get that Jim Lee variant if it's available. And then Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Universe number 1. I'm definitely looking forward to that. You know, just kind of a new series with the Turtles, so just another book I'm looking to pick up. And my last one's kind of a toss-up just because it's coming out tomorrow. It's an indie book called Lamerta Last Rites. The first issue of Lamerta was a you know, big seller and everything. This one, I think they realized that and they put it out for a $7.99 price tag, so I don't think I'm picking it up. Okay. But I mean, I kind of want to, but I don't know for sure. So that's my list of books.
Hey, Mrs. Chris.
Everybody give it up for Mrs. Chris. Hey.
And now she's gone. Yeah, she's not a personality on the. She doesn't really like being on like that. I mean, she enjoys watching my videos, but she's just like, yeah, you want, like every day. She's like, are you on a show? I'm like, no, I'm just recording a video. And then she's like, okay, and then she'll come and talk. But if I am, she kind of like runs away, like just like that.
Well, I'm glad we got a cameo. That was good. All right. Who wants to give their books next?
I'll go. You guys are right. It's definitely a light week. I actually had to kind of think of some things to add to this because I didn't really have a whole lot going on. The TMNT Universe, number 1, right along with Chris. Definitely going to check that out. I'm a huge TMNT fan. Spawn 265. I know a lot of people aren't reading Spawn. I still am. Also, if you check out Spawn 262, they printed off one of my little articles in the very back of the comic book, which I was completely psyched about. An indie Image title, Eden Fall, I think is what it's called. Eden Fall number 1. I'm probably going to check that out. Saga 37, which I think everybody is getting. It's still a pretty strong story, so I'm going to grab that. And then the one I kind of just threw in there was Carnage number 11. I still can't believe it's an ongoing series, Carnage. So, go figure.
No, I haven't read any of that whole series.
I bought issue number 1 because Todd knocked a variant, which was an homage to the 300 cover, and just didn't keep up with it after that. I was just like, you know, I don't know, bad collector by me. I just picked up a cover just to have a cover. So I read through it. It was all right, but it wasn't anything that, like, you know, kept me interested and wanted me, you know, made me want to keep collecting it. So
right.
Yeah.
I will go next. Okay, I got a book based on a movie from American Mythology Productions. It's Equilibrium, the Christian Bale movie.
Right. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So this is like, it says it's a sequel to the movie, basically, is what this series is going to be. So I figure I'll check out the first issue. It's a good movie anyway. Like Edwin said, and Chris, Saga, Tokyo Ghost, those are great ones. Also going to be picking up Guardians of the Galaxy 11. I really got back into that series recently, so really enjoyed it. And Thunderbolts number 4. See what the little girl, what kind of chaos she causes this time.
Yeah, a little cubic. Yeah.
Cool. If I can go next.
Go ahead.
Right, sorry.
Edwin mentioned Spawn. It's got this character called Ant on there, on the wall. I'm looking at it on the screen here.
That's a Eric Larson character. Yeah.
A buddy of mine I follow on Facebook. He actually created that Ant character. His name's Mario Gully. Really good artist.
Oh.
He sold that the Ant to Image, but so yeah, I'm interested in getting that one. Now This is probably already sold out, but The Killer Inside Me, IDW, I've gotten really good feedback from that book. So that one's looking like definitely a quote-unquote top 5. Also, the all-new Wolverine, the annual. I'm a big-time X-23 fan, so I'm looking forward to that if it's not already out. I haven't been to my LCS in about 2 weeks because I'm so busy. But I'd love to pick up those books. Next.
Yeah, man, I like the X-23 all new Wolverine. There's for the annual. There's a Scotty Young cover that looks pretty cool.
Yep.
So might pick that one up. They're like swinging along. I don't know. Yeah, it's cool. Anyways, I had pretty much the same ones you guys did. La Muerta. I like Brian Pulido stuff, so even though it's $8, I might still.
Yeah.
There's some other cool like a naughty cover. They call it. That was like
Is that
$40.
the Jamie Tyndall one? Because that's the one I was looking to get.
Yeah, I didn't happen to see the artist. Might have been Ebaz. It's one of the, one of those guys.
Yeah.
But I also had Suicide Squad, War Crimes, a one shot. Ostrander writing Suicide Squad again. So for this one book, so definitely check it out.
Mm-hmm.
And I had Thunderbolts too. I've been digging that story. Jim Zub's doing a good job on it. So there you go. Oh, before we get any further, I got this today. Since we're talking about books we're looking forward to, I was expecting it tomorrow, but I got it today. I know some other people already got it, but I just wanted to show it off. It's my Suicide Squads, the Joker.
Man, I just hit up Aspen trying to figure out when they're going to ship those out.
Oh, man, I was happy to get that. Yours hasn't shipped yet?
No, not yet, but I'm glad to see you got yours. At least I know they're out there.
Yeah. There was a lot of delays with, shipping the books in order, and then waiting until something completely shipped, and then going to the next one, so...
Well, it kind of sucks because I sold mine on eBay already. And I'm like, I haven't got the books yet.
That's always a risk you take with that, right?
Should have been here.
Oh man. Hopefully they're really good with communication, so hopefully they'll get you back pretty soon. Right.
Shit, mine just got back, the Harley Quinn ones. They just got here like the beginning of the week. I was like, I'm not gonna start saying, hey, I got these books. Everybody's already got theirs like a month ago.
Wow, that is a lot.
Wow.
That's pretty late. Wow.
And I didn't get a 9.8 like over here, like someone over here got the hats, the mask off. 9.8 already.
You got the pudding pack?
No, I didn't get the pudding pack. I got two of the pairs. But I saw when you posted your 9.8, man. That was pretty sweet.
Yeah, that was pretty sweet.
Yeah. All right, so we got some people looking for some other books we didn't mention. Looks like GPAP looking for Rick and Morty, Mr. Poopies.
Mr. Poopies.
Yeah, issue number 2.
Too. I thought about that just based on the name.
Yeah. I think that's
Well,
it.
while you're doing that, I want to ask the chat. I'm gonna ask a trivia question, but I'm gonna leave it up to the chat. Chad, do you want an Avengers question or do you want an X-Men question? First one to let me know. That's the question I'll ask.
Cool. Edwin, here's one thing. You said you were gonna pick up Eden's Fall?
Yeah.
Have you read the prior books like the Tithe and Think Tank and stuff?
Nope.
Stay away from it.
Ooh. Okay.
Dun, dun, dun.
Like I was thinking about it too, and then I saw how involved it was going to be because it's a continuation of 3 other books.
Oh, okay. All right, so real quick, I actually got a question by Rez. I remember Rez. She's one of the very few female YouTubers out there doing comic book related stuff, which I think is pretty cool. Rez, so I got a question not just for you, but for anybody else. Who was Cyclops' first wife? Who was Cyclops' first wife?
Feels like a trick.
All right, is it A, Jean Grey, B, Madeline Pryor, C, Emma Frost, or D, Aleta Forrester? We can move on while everybody marinates on that.
have a guess, but I'll wait.
I think I know the answer, but I'll do the same.
I'm gonna say I don't know.
All right, the
guess.
answer. Actually, a lot of people are kind of chiming in right now, and every person is wrong so far. Biggie's,
So
Yes.
no, it's not Jean. Rez, no, it's not Emma Frost.
I knew it.
The answer
I
is
know what it
B,
is.
Madeline Pryor.
Yep.
Yep.
Because she comes back from the dead and he's like, you know what? She's my wife. And then he does the ultimate deadbeat dad thing when Jean pops back up again. And she's like, I have a baby now. And you know, he's like, well, Jean's back, so fuck you. Go away. Pretty much that's exactly what he does. He's just like, he leaves her high and dry with a kid and doesn't care
He's
anymore.
like, yeah, the original's back. I don't need you, clone lady.
Exactly. Tell Mrs. Sinister, I'm not happy with you.
Nice.
I was
Yeah.
still wrong on that one.
Good old Inferno. That was a good one.
Yeah, I'll get more as the show progresses.
I'm giving my book the Manny NYC once over here.
Inspect everything. Where's your magnifying glass?
Looks pretty good, pretty good.
He was with Emma Frost too. Now where the hell have I been?
Oh, yeah, after Jean
Yeah,
dies the
later.
second time, he, you know, just picks up with Emma Frost. He's like, hey, you single? I'm single now.
Because he didn't marry Jean until the 90s.
Yeah.
All that stuff happened in the late 70s and 80s.
Oh, that's right.
All the
He's
villain
gonna leave
girls, he can't wait to get in with. He's like, yeah, you, me,
30.
marriage, let's do it.
Mm-hmm.
Little player.
Hey,
Yeah,
apparently
man,
there's
Daredevil.
something about a guy with a visor. I don't know.
He just feels his way around it.
Right? I can't see you.
Daredevil's like that too, right? He just feels the way around. The player.
Yep.
Oh, man.
Daredevil,
Woo!
what a checkered past. We could totally do a show on just like comic book characters and their failed relationships.
Next week's episode.
Hey, actually, real quick, Jean Paul, how do you say it? Paul is
Peter.
Peter.
Jean
Not
Paul
that
is
long.
Peter.
Okay,
You know what
okay.
that is, right?
No. Is that a
Kiss.
band?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, I've never been a huge heavy metal fan, but he brings up a good point. He talks about, yeah, there you go. he brings up Jack Kirby's birthday was, what, a day or two ago?
Mhm.
If he was alive today, man, he'd have been 99 years old.
Yep.
I mean, so next year, I mean, it makes me wonder, like, do you think they're going to do something, even though obviously he's not alive, but do you think they're going to do something, seeing as how it would have been his 100th birthday?
Yeah.
I would hope, because I mean it's the fans keeping him alive like that, just because I mean and it's someone that does deserve the recognition, because I mean he did as much as, you know, Marvel, you know, still now has their stuff, and how he got kind of, you know, thrown to the wolves, so to speak, back in the day. Like, you know, he deserves all the credit in the world for, you know, helping in the creation of some of the most iconic characters we have today, you know, on both companies, DC and Marvel. So, you know, he's one of the, you know, absolute pioneers of the industry, and he needs to be recognized for that. 100 years, he needs some type of celebration.
Man, we thought Stan Lee was old. He'd have been older than Stan Lee.
Yeah, and he was doing it longer than he was, you know, been making comics from like the 40s and stuff. Iconic people too. I mean, him and Joe Simon were the ones that got, you know, Captain America started. So.
Yeah, but I heard he was 40 years old when he broke into comics.
44.
Was it 44?
Yeah, yeah.
So that gives a lot of hope to a lot of people out there that are still doing
yeah,
the family thing and want to break into
Yeah.
comics.
Never too late. Remember that.
That's exactly right.
Well, I'm 48, so it's too late for me.
Nah,
Not
man.
necessarily. Just stop making some characters, man.
Keep on
I'm not
keeping on.
48. Less than that.
I mean, what I meant to say.
47 and a half. Nah. All right. So one thing that we had on here was Deathstroke. You guys saw the clip, of course, and I know you know, they're talking about it on Big E's show yesterday. There was a teaser for it. What's his name? Batfleck.
Mhm.
You know, kind of announced that he'd be there. So, what do you guys think of that? Who do you think it is? You looking forward to seeing that guy as a villain in the movies?
Yeah, I think you know, he's going to be a strong character as far as, if they're gonna put him out there as a big villain, someone that Batman has to contend with, someone who hand to hand, and as far as his knowledge and skills matches up with him well, I think they could do a lot with him. I think that while they're searching for a new, I guess whatever's gonna happen with the Joker based on the whole Jared Leto thing, because it seems like it's not gone too well on both parties' side. While they look for someone else to really fill in that role, I think Deathstroke's a great choice.
Yeah, I agree. I think it'll be good. They're kind of changing out sort of the feel of the movies, but I really think Deathstroke will keep it a little bit dark.
Go ahead.
Dude. You're playing with the tools. But no, I think that's a good one, especially to start a new trilogy off, because we're getting a trilogy. Start it off with a lower level kind of villain. I know Deathstroke recently has been elevated, but he's not like a big hitter. You know what I'm saying? He's an assassin.
Mm-hmm.
So it makes sense for Batman to go after somebody like him.
Yeah.
Say like the crime families have brought him in, and now Batman's got to find him.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense actually too. Just someone who has just the elevated abilities to go toe to toe with Batman and give him some trouble.
Yeah.
Like that's where I think he shines. It's just he's not your regular run of the mill just crazy villain where you have to be the over the top or just in a crazy, like he has just a crazy skill set. I mean, and he can. I mean, he's just as smart. I would say tactically as Batman. Like he knows how to kind of set things up to lure him out. So Batman's going to get analyzed and have to find his way, around, Deathstroke's mind and everything to figure out what he can do to beat this guy. So, it definitely makes for a lot more cerebral Batman movie, and you're going to have a lot of great action to go along with it. So, if like you say, speculation, if it's going to be a trilogy, it would be a great one.
I say bring as many characters. Pull out all your bronze characters. Bring out your B, your C characters. Bring them all to the big screen, man. I love it all. Love it all.
Just not all in one movie.
Squirrel Girl. What the hell?
Squirrel Girl.
No. Unless they kill her off.
She's unbeatable.
True. It'd be hard to
go
do
in the
that.
corner, play with some nuts.
Sorry about that. I dropped off.
No problem. Happens to the best of us.
All right, cool. Yeah, so that should be fun. Yeah, everybody's asking about your haul, Justin. So
Yeah, I know.
people are missing it.
That was talk tomorrow. Don't worry. Like the regular books are sitting there. Plus, I've got a big stack for a random haul also. So like 3 videos this week. I don't know. It's gonna be crazy.
Just keep pumping them out.
That's right.
Yeah.
It'd be like a comic book fanatics with Ray Jr. putting out like 2 videos a day.
Oh, he's doing those journeys, man. What are they called? Journey into whatever mystery.
Journey into mystery.
Yeah.
Some bad boys, man.
You guys
Ray
are
Ray is a
on,
beast
man.
on those,
Big boy
man.
books.
He has so many. He has so many just like clutch books, and then he's just adding to his collection. Like I mean, his run of Batman comics is crazy, and then all the stuff he's getting with Journey and everything. Like he's just doing it right. Like he's got so many books that he just picks up all the time, and then just shows them all off. So I mean, and the statues too. I mean, it's just like he's kind of like a little bit of everything. Like and just I mean, his channel is always going off just because of just all the different content that him and Marty put up. So. We're glad to see them, getting in there doing it like that.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, for sure. All right. So, got a question, Edwin?
Yeah, I do actually.
Cool.
Another X-Men question. I already put one out to the chat. They already answered it. That question was, what does Apocalypse's name Ensaba Ner mean? And Big E's actually got the answer first. It's called his name means the first one.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what his name means. But I got one for everybody. Has to do with Jubilee. What does Jubilee call her energy powers? Does she call them A, power bursts, B, explosives, C, fireworks, or D, sparklers?
I know it, but
Why are you asking all these questions I don't know this week? Jeez.
I don't know.
You said bronze. You said bronze. That's, oh no, she was more like a copper age.
I was just messing with you, Ed.
Come on, everybody watch the cartoon now. Come on.
Yeah,
Can you
I
say
know it right now. I can say
options
it.
again?
I want to give everybody a chance, though.
I know what she called them in the cartoon.
Which was?
Fireworks.
One of the 4 things that he
Big
listed.
E, hey, Big E's got it. Big E's on fire, man. Yep, fireworks. That's what she called it. Fireworks. Good job, Big E's. Give Big E's a hand clap.
Biggie's up.
A what?
I hope you all did, Jess.
Not that type of show, man.
There you go.
I don't.
Oh, good. All right, cool. So let's talk about Death of X. Let's do that. Jump right into that subject. Justin, unmute yourself.
What? Okay. I did.
Yeah. So you were talking about Death of X. This was actually something that you wanted to talk about, especially, right?
Well, I mean, just because I'm an X-Men fan and I think this is crap. So you're gonna get just because you're mad at a film studio, you're gonna get rid of one of your most popular teams. Like these books always sell at least like the flagship book, regardless of where it is. People will come into a comic book store just to buy a new X-Men book. Mm-hmm. So it makes no sense to me that they would write off most of them, which doesn't even make sense because they can't get rid of like Deadpool and a few others that are integral to other teams. And we're even going to have Cyclops on that new Champions book, Young Cyclops. So, I don't know, but the image they show is the globe and every continent is covered by the Terrigen Mist cloud.
Yep. Has everybody been reading this storyline, by the way?
No, I haven't really. It's just kind of a boycott, just because I probably will end up getting into it at some point. I just don't I'm with Justin, man. It's just like that. That's my childhood, where it's just that's what I mean. I have tons of X books, whether it's X-Force, X-Men, and it's just that's what I grew up on. That's what I love to read. So it's just I can't really I don't really want to support getting rid of the characters that really inspired me to get into comics. I think it's a bad move. I mean, and in terms of what they're trying to do, make the Inhumans, basically like the big, group. I mean, the X-Men, the reason that I don't like it as much is because, or I don't like what they're doing as much, is because the X-Men stood for something more than the Inhumans do. The Inhumans didn't really have any sort of, link to like civil rights and things like that. That's what makes the X-Men so iconic, is that, they came about because of civil rights and how it became, just a big thing. And they've been through so much more than the Inhumans. The Inhumans were hot for a little bit, then kind of went away for about 10 years. Then they become sprinkled in here and there as supporting characters. They're not integral to Marvel as the X-Men are. So, I don't like it. And unfortunately, if they have to go, if they're gonna kill them off, I'd like to read it at least to say I was there when they went away, and I know they'll be back. But I mean, I just think that it's irresponsible to get rid of such an important franchise because you don't own the movie rights. That's kind of stupid. You can work something out. That's the way at least I see it.
Did you guys need therapy when they killed off Wolverine?
No, I just thought it was. I thought it was kind of garbage. Though I was just like, why did just how they went about it, and I knew that they couldn't keep him dead for that long. That's why we have Old Man Logan and X-23, taking on the mantle of Wolverine for now.
Right, and it's just, but also it was just one character, and that Wolverine at some point he's going to come back. The X-Men will eventually come back, but to kill off or put on the shelf all of them. Yeah, I mean, is that going to include all their villains too?
Let's think about that. Let's think about that, because in comics, traditionally, once you die, you come back. But if I'm not mistaken, they still haven't brought back Charles Xavier.
Because his brain is in Red Skull's head.
Yeah, and I think that this is a clear display of a corporation like Disney and Marvel saying, we don't care about what you want. We're money hungry, and all we care about is getting our properties back. And to be honest, it's kind of one of those things where, in my mind, it's like, hey, you got to reap what you sow. You guys were facing bankruptcy, and you went off and sold all these characters. You sold it, and just deal with it. Because to be honest with you, the lowest grossing X-Men film so far, if I'm not mistaken, was X-Men First Class. It only brought in a little over like 300 or 365 million, and they still continue to make movies. So you're looking at easily 20, 30, or God knows, it could be 40 years before they even sell those rights back to Marvel. This isn't going to be anything that's going to happen anytime soon. So you could realistically be looking at a lot of X-Men being gone for a long time.
Yep.
Yeah. This kind of ties into something we have later on, too. Right? With want to get into that now? Because it kind of relates to this topic.
Do it.
With the
Go
movies.
ahead.
Yeah, so there was fairly recent, it was a couple weeks back, I guess, talk about Namor. The rights for Namor are back with Marvel. So, there's been, some backroom table dealings between the studios, with Fox and Marvel and Sony and Marvel and stuff. So maybe, there's, New Mutants and things like that, characters for Deadpool, Taskmaster, for example. So maybe there's some, boardroom conversations going on right now to work more with the X-Men and the Marvel universe, possible crossovers, but maybe that will mean some good things for the books and the paper characters for the future. So what do you guys think about that?
I think that's a segue into getting FF back, in my opinion, because Namor and FF and Fantastic Four are synonymous. You can have one without the other. Although Submariner was before every Marvel character out there, but what was it, Timely Comics or something?
Yeah. What Marvel was before they became Marvel.
But I think it's their way of trying to get Fantastic Four back as well. Nice little segue. I don't know.
But at some point, wasn't he a mutant?
He was regarded as one of the very... I guess like later on they made him a mutant.
Right.
But, I mean, I just think that... yeah, I mean, it would be nice, to see them making some kind of deal. I mean, either way, it's going to be money, you know what I mean? Especially if it's done in the right way. I think where you get the hang-ups is going to be, the merchandising and stuff like that. That's where I think that the problem comes in, where it's just like, who's getting the revenue off the toys, who's getting the revenue off of, all the different merchandise that they're going to be selling for the movie. Because Disney, I mean, they're huge and they have their own stores, whereas, Fox really doesn't have their own store. I mean, Sony doesn't really either. They can produce product, but they don't have a place to sell it. So I think it might be one of those things where, Disney gets a bigger chunk than the other two, and maybe that's what's causing all the rifts. I don't know.
Jeff Johnson says that Namor was supposed to be the first mutant. I think it's about time they get somebody up there with Speedos and some wings on their ankles. That's just me.
Well, I mean, the cool thing about bringing him in is that, you have the makings of the original Defenders team, if they ever wanted to do that. I mean, he's going to need someone to be around. It's just like, all the characters pretty much that have anything to do with him, like the Fantastic Four and all that, they're all tied up in other studios. So, I mean, it's kind of weird to figure out, like, what are they going to do with him? Is he going to be standalone for a long time, or is he going to interact with other Marvel characters and kind of, are they going to just introduce his, like, main villains that were introduced from his book? I mean, it's a lot of questions that are going to be answered.
They could start off with the original cast of Defenders. I mean, they already have Hulk and Doctor Strange rocking and rolling.
Yeah, but it was weird how they sold Namor off by himself. Like, that character was sold separate of everything else to forget what company. But I guess like we're saying, it just came back. So if they have him back, we don't need a guy that can swim in a space battle, though.
Yeah, that's why I say, like, where do they go with that, Yeah,
I don't know. And he just died. Now he just came back in the books, also. So
yeah, you got to check that.
Yeah, he was dead for 7 issues.
Yep.
Weird.
Yeah. There's we just put up something today, right, Justin, about Marvel MU.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a project coming out in I think it's the spring. It might be January. So the beginning of 2017 in any case. And it's Cullen Bunn, and then you have Greg Land and Steve McNiven. so far announced for this sort of mysterious project.
Nice.
And there's some things like, what is it? We don't know yet until next week when they make some more announcements.
Yeah,
but,
September 1st.
Right. One of the theories is that Marvel Mu, I'm going to call it Mu, it's MU. It's old, early 40s. It was a Namorita #1. There was an island off of Hawaii. And they actually invaded Atlantis. They captured Namor. They did all this stuff. So maybe one of the theories with it is that they're bringing back that island, and it's going to tie into Namor. Have you heard of that at all?
No.
I haven't.
Jackie O hates Greg Land.
Makes him
Nice.
puke.
Nice. I was thinking because it's going to come right after the death of X, that'll just restart their mutant. It'll be like Mutant Universe because Cullen Bunn's doing Uncanny now. But I'll be wrong. That's okay.
Yeah. And actually, from my understanding, I don't think they're going to entirely get rid of all the mutants. Aren't they just going to different titles, like Beast with Avengers or something like that?
Well, they've already done that. They did
Yeah,
that
they've done
after
some-
Secret Wars. Like you've got Beast with some of the Inhumans. You've got Rogues on an Avengers team. So
Okay, so I'm a little bit behind. I'm still reading Extraordinary X-Men and Uncanny X-Men. I'm probably like 4 issues behind.
it's all good. What are you in the midst of, like that Apocalypse War fun?
Actually, I got to the one where they just discovered a couple of the young ones that Colossus was training got into the future, and then they went to the future and didn't find Colossus, and Colossus is a part of
Yeah.
Apocalypse.
You just
So-
started the Apocalypse War. Enjoy
Yep,
your journey.
yep.
It's crazy.
Maybe they want to do a spin-off with the Captain America whole Hail Hydra, since Submariner is like an anti-hero. You never know.
Yeah, who
True.
knows?
Jeff brought up a good point here too. Jeff Johnson, Mayor J. He says that they can't kill off the mutants. Just look at Champions #1.
Yeah, like I said, young Cyclops is on that team.
Mhm.
So, but are any of us going to buy that? Are any of us really wanting that book? Because it's all the teenage characters.
Yeah, you know what? I am. I'm a sucker for variants. I'll admit it. First step, I guess, right there. But there's Greg Horton's doing a cover for that, so I'm gonna end up getting it. Oh, and J. Scott Campbell also, and a couple other people. So because of that, I'm gonna end up with that first issue at least. So
We'll allow it. Okay, we'll
Thanks,
allow
thanks.
it. You're fine.
Well, that's the
I
thing
hope
I'm
Sean's
trying-
okay with that.
That's one thing I'm trying to stay out of, like a little bit, is just collecting all the like the variants just based off of the cover itself. It can get really expensive depending on how you go about it, and then sometimes the book itself doesn't really match up, or it might not even be all that great. So it's just kind of like that's how you get stuck with a Carnage #1 Tog Knot variant, which I'm glad I have, but it's just one of those things where it would be kind of cool to have something that goes along with the series, that like variants that are in series I want to collect, absolutely. Variants that are outside of them, I don't know. I feel like that's kind of sometimes it can be a little risky, but who knows? I'm like you. Like I do love the covers, so it's hard to say no to them. Like, oh, that looks nice,
Yeah. I get them because I love the artwork there, not because I'm trying to make any money off it or under any illusion that it's going to retain that value. So, if I pick one up, it's because I freaking love the cover.
Yeah. Same with me. Like I do it mainly just for the art itself, but then I hope it's something that I want to continue reading, so that like it's just not like a one-time purchase. Like I have this one random book just kind of chilling, and then here's everything else. I want to be able to have everything. Kind of be able to establish a run with it. That's my I guess philosophy on collecting.
Yeah, I'm trying to find something. Jackie O is still hating on Greg Land right now. He says he's a tracer, and Big E says he's a damn good tracer. And it made me think of a picture I saw once where they put it was like a montage of all these faces that Greg Land had done. They were all like exactly the same, even like when the body was in a different posture. The face was the same. So I was trying to find that so I could show you guys. It was pretty funny. But I guess that would support Jackie O's theory.
Well, I'll tell you what. While you're looking for that, let me ask a question because I have a feeling Big East will probably get this one right too. All right, here's a question, and this is for everybody. You might have to have a little bit of old school knowledge here, but who first drew Wolverine unmasked in a comic book? Hold on. Unmasked in a comic book. Was it A, John Romita Sr., B, John Byrne, C, Dave Cockrum, or D, Herb Trimpe?
Well, everybody's going to automatically say Herb Trimpe, so it's definitely not him.
Unmasked.
That's why I said that's easy. I was like, oh, I know that, and then he said say unmasked. That's tough.
Whoever gets this right wins 1 million comic books.
Ooh.
John.
Spawn number 1. I say it's John Byrne.
Yeah, I'm going with John Byrne.
Final answer?
It's my final.
No, it's C, Dave Cockrum. He was the first one.
And Splash did that one.
Yep. Google it, people. Google it. Big E's, where you at?
He's Googling it. He was coming back.
Authentication issue. Who knows?
Man, I can't find this picture.
Oh.
Speaking of Googling, just Google if you want to Google that. Just Google Greg Land tracing or, same faces.
I'll see if I can find it.
This says regularly traces easily recognizable stock photos, and he even traces porn. For the faces, at least.
So he's a bunch of people's old faces,
Yeah. So that's Greg Land for you. But I like some of his stuff. He did one of the variants, so that's nice there, that little effect. He did it was like a 1 in, what was it? 1 in like 10,000 or something variant cover.
Really?
It's ridiculous, yeah. It was selling for like $5,000. I got my numbers wrong there, but yeah.
So now that you said that he traces porn, I see this one picture of just all these people with their mouths open with like this. It's just like, dude. That's all I can see is him sitting there, just a bunch of people just freaking out from porn, just with their faces all like that. I'm like, oh.
You'll never look at Greg Land work then.
I can't. Now it's all weird. I'm like, where'd this come from?
I don't want that book anymore. Put it away.
Zenoscope is already.
Oh, I think I got it. I think is it an Iron Man face?
It might be. I don't know.
Hold on. Let me see if I can screen share it real quick. Is it this one where he's got the same face like 7 times?
That's it, yeah. There you go. Faces that don't work, I guess.
I mean, wow, that's kind of funny. I would have figured that he would have just went, back to just doing regular stuff instead of
That's psychedelic.
Yeah, just going ahead and just putting on the same face like that's just straight Photoshop.
Yeah, hopefully he doesn't miss deadlines.
I mean,
he's got to be saving time by doing the same face.
I mean, I still have to give him some credit though. He was getting paid to do it, so good for him. He's found the workaround.
Right.
Hey,
So
I remember seeing something on Facebook, and they put kind of from the shoulder up of I want to say it was Captain America or Iron Man, but anyways, it was whether the audience thought George Perez did it better or John Byrne did it better. What do you guys think? There you go, Bozo.
Okay, I found the effects.
It's tough just because, I mean, they're very different styles as far as the two of them are concerned. I mean, like they draw, I mean, they both draw characters very well, as far as, but in their own style, and they're so different from each other. So I mean, that's a hard pick. I mean, I do love George Perez, so I mean, I'd probably lean more his way, but it's hard to say like which one's better than the other, just because I mean they both do really really well with certain characters. Like, if you look at a lot of the Avengers and stuff like that, Perez's work stands above them all day. But if you look at like X-Men and things like that, John Byrne, draws them extremely well.
They're both definitely very good artists. Without, I mean, it goes without saying. Kind of have a preference more myself for Perez, but if I was to choose between both, but I mean, both of them are phenomenal.
Mm-hmm.
What do you guys think about the goatee, man? You think it's a keeper?
Yeah, go for it.
All right, that's it. It's done.
And then Jesse got to do that thing with the hair and just.
Well, check it. I mean, no hair, bald with a. I think I could do this. I used to grow it like this, but then I started shaving it off. Anyways, I thought I'd share that with you guys. All right.
We're here to learn about you.
Yeah, it's all about you today.
I mean, just in general, like that's kind of a tough question. I mean, when you try to compare two artists, I mean, there's so much you got to take into account when it comes to all these different things.
This is my boy right here, guys.
Oh,
hey.
He's gonna be the next next comic book artist.
Man, you got some hair on him.
That's his Samson hair. Get the bit.
You stole your goatee.
Yeah, don't let nobody cut your hair then. All right, so I got a question, another question right here for you guys.
Cool.
Dazzler. Any Dazzler fans out there?
Yep.
Maybe a few.
She's
Which
Dazzler.
form of music was the mutant Dazzler's original specialty? Was it A, new wave, B, classic rock, C, disco, or D, heavy metal?
I mean, going by the cover, I'd have to say disco.
Same here, disco.
Yep.
Anybody in the chat? Dazzler.
With her roller skates.
Everybody says disco.
Dirty girl.
Says disco. Sorry, guys, it is not disco.
Metal.
It's actually heavy metal. Yeah, heavy metal.
Really?
I thought disco too, but nope, heavy metal.
Oh, man. Well, she did end up marrying what? Longshot. He
Yep.
wore like a leather jacket, so I guess it makes sense.
That should have said everything right there.
There's a big Quiet Riot fan.
Nerd Vision says gangster rap.
Big E said salsa.
Also.
I think it was salsa.
That would be awesome.
But she had this thing with Longshot, right? But I always thought, when I first saw Longshot, I thought he was mind you, I was in my teens, and I was like, a little funny looking, Maybe he was played on both fields.
He's from an alternate world. He's not a human.
Yeah.
He's from Mojo World.
The Mojo. Oh yeah, okay. Mojo.
The Mojoverse.
Yeah.
Like Jabba the Hutt in the comic books.
And the X-Babies.
Yeah, I've got his miniseries. What was it, like 3 or 4 issue miniseries from the '80s on its way. I've never read it, but I ordered it the other day.
It's okay. It's pretty decent. It's pretty.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty decent from what I remember. Biggie says bachata.
Yeah. That'll be reggaeton.
Reggaetoni.
All right. Got another one?
Yeah, I got a bunch. I'm trying to find a good one. Well, this one might be pretty easy. I think some of you guys might figure this one out. Which villain attempted to control Scott Summers before he joined the X-Men?
I don't know.
The one that always tries to control him?
Magneto.
No.
We need a name.
Give us multiple choices.
All right. Is it A, Magneto? Is it B, Jack O'Diamonds? C, Mr. Sinister? Or D, William Stryker?
I think is Sinister. That's Sinister.
That's a tough one.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Sinister also.
You
Chat
would
people,
think.
sound
You
off.
I
would
want to say
think.
William Stryker. I want to be a little different. Let's see what
Let's
happens.
see.
Everybody says the same thing. Hey,
Yeah.
I thought it was Mr. Sinister too, but it's
I
not.
say William Stryker.
Striker.
No, Jack O'Diamonds.
Who the hell is that?
Jack of Diamonds, because I remember he had his own.
Wow.
Remember him?
Ooh,
We were all wrong. Everybody. us
Jesse
the
and
chat.
Jack said Sinister, Splash and Big E said Striker, so they were wrong too.
Yeah, you gotta know your Marvel Comics people. Go back to school.
What
Give
was
him a
that?
DC question.
Everyone's
okay.
testing my skills here.
I don't have any DC questions today.
Yeah.
I'm not getting a single DC book this week. This will be the first time since Rebirth started. I'm very excited.
Yeah, it's
You know-
true.
I kind of feel like Rebirth is slowing down a little bit. With the newer titles, like the more established, the good ones that have had their run and that are doing well, like Flash and the Batman titles and Green Lantern and stuff. Like those are going strong, but some of the other ones I've heard are kind of not really anything to pick up. Like I've heard that they're kind of tough as far as not so much the art, but just more or less the stories just don't really grab people. I realize that a lot of them are on number one, but I just feel like kind of they're starting to cool off a little bit, and they need to kind of get that spark back.
Here's a question. Did anybody pick up Blue Beetle?
No,
No.
I was gonna ask Justin. Hey, Justin, you picked up that Blue Beetle?
My
No.
shop had stacks of them.
I didn't like the cover. If I have to stare at the cover to figure out what it is, and it's a superhero book from one of the big two, I'm not gonna get it. Trying to see if not this Wednesday, but next Wednesday, if there are any other new Rebirth titles coming, or if they've still slowed down. Cyborg, we get Cyborg Rebirth. Yay! Nobody's gonna buy that either.
What do you guys think about Jim Lee's art in Suicide Squad?
It wasn't Wildcats.
Wow.
I don't know. I was as much as I love Jim Lee, I was a little disappointed. I don't know.
Did he ink it or did Scott Williams ink it? Because I think that would be the difference. Because I think Scott Williams makes Jim Lee look tremendously better.
That came out last week, right?
How about yeah?
Hold on, let me look. I got my books right here.
Because I think Jim Lee's kind of a sketchy style when he inks or his finished product, which is probably why he has Scott Williams all the time.
Biggie goes, Ed, give him some Avengers or DC questions. We should try some DC questions if you have any. And if they get the next,
I can do some DC. Just give me a few minutes. I'll do some DC.
If they get the next question right, you have to ship them a ASM 129. They say.
I'll ship it if you pay for it.
I can press it. How about that?
will it be the Lion Gates giveaway one that came out 4 years ago?
I'll just print off a digital copy and mail it to him. Put it in Mylar, right, Jason?
Oh my God, guys! I'm looking through one of the books I got last week because I haven't done my haul yet. Pages are ripped.
Oh.
Like all the way. Like look at this.
Oh shit.
Holy shit.
Holy shit.
What's
Take
the
another
return
one,
policy?
Morgan. Oh, I'll take it back and they'll give me another one.
Which book was it, dude?
Lake of Fire, and it's the variant cover.
Show that. Say something so we can see it.
Can you see it now? It's
Yeah.
Lake of Fire from Image.
Actually,
There we
it's
go.
pretty sweet.
But here was the rip, just so that everybody can see it.
Ouch.
Wow, that's
Yeah,
a big rip.
all the way through, and
That'll
this is a
press out.
double-sized issue. This is probably halfway through the book.
Tell us a little about the book. It looks like what, Knights Templar? That's a nice.
Yeah. It's like aliens come down in the Crusades.
All right, that's
So it looks like it should be pretty good. But
who brought it out? IDW?
no, it's Image.
Image?
Yeah, it was issue 1 last week. Like I said, I got cover B. The inside doesn't look that bad either. Like there's some really good panels and it's just like some strong lines.
No, I like it. I'm digging that.
Yeah, I like ancient aliens and stuff like that. So if Figure this would be straight up my alley.
Dude, you and me both, man. That was
Nice.
Yeah, I'll have to check that one out.
Yeah. Okay.
All right, I guess I got a question. You guys already know this on the panel, so don't answer. This is strictly for the chat. Who is Legion's or no? No, I can't answer that one. I can't answer that one. In Batman: The Dark Knight Returns, what is Robin's real name? In Batman: The Dark Knight Returns, what is Robin's real name?
Holy crap.
Dude, every question.
Where you at, Big E's, man? You wanted a DC. All right, while you guys are thinking about that one, I'll give you one that all y'all should know. During Emerald Twilight, how did Hal Jordan get Boudicca's Green Lantern ring? During Emerald Twilight, how did Hal Jordan get Boudicca's Green Lantern ring? A, he knocked her out and then slipped it off her finger. B, he tricked her into giving it to him. C, he just chopped off her whole freaking hand. Or D, he whispered sweet nothings in her ear.
I would
Gotta be that one.
That'd be awesome.
Hal is a smooth talker.
I think he tried that one out.
Actually, let's go to Jack Yo. Jack Yo said Carrie Kelly for Batman or Robin's real name in The Dark Knight Returns, and he is correct.
Hey.
He is correct. It was Carrie Kelly.
Why did they give him a girl's name?
Oh, it was a girl.
Yeah.
I'm so lost. I usually answer my if I don't know the answer, I'll look at how he reacts to, like, because he reacted to C when he did the hands cut off. So I was gonna say that.
It looks like Jack got another one right. He said off with her hand.
Yeah.
Absolutely right. So he is 2 for 2. He's probably one behind Big E's.
Oh,
He got the Wolverine
He's a
messed
little bit
up.
on fire there. Yep.
All right. He's gonna get that Batman Adventures 12.
Yeah.
What?
Jesse's like, wait, I'm going to try harder now.
That was dramatic.
It's the Gong Show. Welcome to the Gong Show.
Remember that show? I can't help it, man. All these effects in front of me, I can't help but throw a few every once in a while. So it's me. I'm the obnoxious panelist today.
No, Jeff Johnson. We're just joking. We're just joking. There's no giveaway this episode.
Yeah, between ASM 129 and BA 12. Which one?
Believe me, I wish we could do stuff like that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Probably
maybe
have
one
like
day.
1,000 people watching at one time.
Shit, if they all hit the like button right now, we'd have about 200 likes.
No, Big E's just not a Hulk 181 either. All right, so I got a question. It's a Star Wars related, and I don't know if I asked you guys this one yet or not, but now keep in mind these questions come from the mid-'90s. So here's the question: Han Solo, what was his job prior to being a smuggler? Was it A, bounty hunter? Was it B, rebel freedom fighter? Was it C, Imperial Navy officer? Or D, a Wookiee proctologist?
Okay.
I know what it is. Should I say it or just wait for the panel? Or what?
Give the chat, see the chat can get in.
Hey, let them know whoever gets this answer right wins Justin's ripped up lake of fire.
Right? If you want a ripped up book, here's how you go.
Here's your chance.
No, I'll give it back to them at the shop, but at least they're really cool about that kind of thing.
Hopefully they have another copy for you.
Oh, they will, or they'll order me one.
Okay, I think we got our answer already.
Jeff says Navy officer.
Yep. Jeff Johns, our mayor, got it right. He was a Navy officer.
Jeffy J.
Dude. He's going for that Hulk 181.
Jam Master J.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. All right, next. This is fun.
Okay. Here's a good one. This character has not gotten any younger throughout his or her life. Was it A, Ilyana Rasputin, B, Jonah Hex, C, the Atom, or D, Storm?
That's an easy one.
This character has not gotten any younger throughout his or her life. Anybody? Anybody? Bueller?
Storm.
Anybody?
I'm gonna say Jonah Hex.
Yeah. I love the crickets. What do you guys got, garage band over there?
This affects me, man. I can't help but play with it.
Oh, man.
We got a Jonah Hex, Jack Yo.
Yeah, I'll go with Jack Yo and say Jonah Hex.
Yep, Jack, you got it right. The answer is Jonah Hex.
Yeah, because I was gonna say the whole part about being younger. I know that at one point or another, Storm got turned into an X-baby, so I was like that kind of disqualified her, and I don't know if Ilyana ever regressed in age.
Yeah, Magic's gone back and forth a couple times.
Yeah, so. Oh well, glad I got it right. I said Jonah Hex. Woo.
Quick question.
Jack Yo is killing it, man.
All right, I think I got one more DC one. Keep in mind, this question comes from the mid-'90s.
Mhm.
Supergirl used to roll in the hay or sleep with what not-so-nice supervillain? Was it A, Mirror Master, B, the Eradicator, C, Lex Luthor, or D, Bloodsport?
Mm.
I don't know.
Mid-'90s, remember that.
I'm gonna
I'm gonna say because I love the movie Bloodsport.
Yeah, Van Damme and Supergirl are together.
I'll go with Lex.
If it's Lex, man, they gotta get her out of the film.
I'm gonna go Bloodsport.
Jack Yo, I'll repeat the question. Supergirl used to sleep with or roll in the hay with what not-so-nice supervillain? A, Mirror Master, B, the Eradicator, C, Lex Luthor, or D, Bloodsport?
Superdog.
Well, it was like a lot of the 90s. It's probably you can get more than one of these.
Well, the answer, Jeff Johns got it correct first. It is
Jeff
Lex
Johns,
Luthor.
is it?
If you guys remember, during Funeral for a Friend and The Reign of the Superman, she was kind of Lex Luthor's side piece or whatever.
Right, but it was realistically, it was the.
Yes.
It wasn't really
Yes.
Supergirl.
Yes.
It was the
But-
goo.
Yep, but that's the answer to the question. It was Lex Luthor.
Oh yeah, yeah. Oh yeah, and it was when Lex had long red hair, so it was like
Yep.
Lex Luthor Jr. or something, right?
Mhm.
That's
Very
awesome.
good, very good. Taking us back to the 90s.
I thought she was kind of hanging out with Crypto for a little
So
bit.
all it took for her to like betray her cousin really was just for this dude to grow his hair out, and she's like, yeah, irresistible. Like it's messed up.
No, like we said, it was a shapeshifter pretending to be Supergirl.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
but it still counts because she was filling the role of Supergirl during that time.
That's learn something new every day.
Yeah, it's all that. I mean, it all happened like right after the death of Superman. So yeah, like Edwin was saying, the funeral for a friend, that whole story. So if you ever grab any of those, you'll see her. Like the Action Comics was featuring Supergirl instead of Superman.
All right, so I'm gonna ask the Spider-Man question because I got maybe a couple more DC ones, but this one you guys on the panel already know, so don't answer. Prior to Peter Parker's web-swinging days, what wrestler did he defeat in the ring?
Uh-oh.
Was it Mad Dog Murphy? Was it B, the Mighty Mongo?
Triple
Was it C, Crusher Hogan? Or D, George the Animal Steel?
Triple
Yeah, Triple H.
Roman Reigns.
Yeah.
I asked one more time to the panel. Prior to his web swinging days, who did Peter Parker defeat in a wrestling ring? A. Mad Dog Murphy. B. The Mighty Mongo. C. Crusher Hogan. Or D. George the Animal Steel.
Doink the Clown.
And don't
Oh, look at Jeff Johnson. Give him a round
Crusher
of applause.
Yeah.
Yep.
There you go.
Now, Crusher Hogan was well before Hulk Hogan. I wonder if that's what Hulk Hogan got his name from. Like Incredible Hulk and Crusher Hogan together.
Yeah.
Yep, Jeff Johns had it right. It was Crusher Hogan.
Big East goes, oh yeah! Macho Man Randy Savage.
Razor.
I added the oh yeah. Razor Ramon, I remember that guy.
Do you guys even watch wrestling nowadays?
Every once in a while, yeah.
Yeah. My nephew's into it, so I watch a good bit of it.
UFC all the way.
It's different,
Like,
man.
I saw the most recent pay-per-view, and they had Brock Lesnar come out, and he's fighting Randy Orton, and so it's going, the way you would normally think it would, and all of a sudden, he comes out with an elbow and just busts this dude's head wide open, and I was like, oh, I don't think that was supposed to happen.
It
And
was.
then they're just like, you gotta stop the match, please, come on now, and I'm like, oh, something's wrong, So it's just one of those things where it's just like, the announcers make it seem like, he's gonna die in the ring, and they stopped it like, oh, Brock Lesnar's too tough, he can't be here. Like, what's he doing? Go back to the UFC,
He's a beast.
They tell a good match. It's fun to watch every once in a while.
Sadly, that was all scripted, and Randy found out that morning that he was going to get his head cut open.
Yeah.
I mean, he
And he had a little razor blade hidden right here.
10 staples.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know if he cut his own head or if it was just,
It was Brock.
Brock came down, he's like, boom, and then his head just exploded.
It was Brock. Enough wrestling talk.
Let's bring back the comics.
There is a wrestling comic book, though, and that one did not sell well at all.
Was it the ringside one or whatever it is?
No, it was like WWE Superstars. It was like IDW or Boom. It was, like a year ago or something, but just didn't do
Doing
really
it again,
well.
though. They're bringing him back.
I remember way back
Oh,
in the
really?
day.
Yeah.
Valiant used to have one, because I think it was Acclaim and Valiant used to have one together. I used to have them, like, way, way back in the day. And then I remember the Ultimate Warrior got his own comic for a while. And so did Undertaker. It was
He
just,
was kick-ass back
it's
in
just
the
weird how they try to, like, sell it. And it's funny because you think that, comics would wrestling would translate back into comics real easy because you have these over-the-top characters. You can, let them do all these things, but it's just like, you lose something when it goes onto the just that page. You can't really visualize it the same. But yeah, it's just like it's funny every time they try to attempt to do like a wrestling comic, it just never seems to really work out. It's just just too much. Or the wrestlers are doing some type of other thing where it's just like they're solving crimes on the side, but and then their secondary job, even though it's their main job, is to wrestle, and then the rest of the issue they're like solving crimes and stuff.
As long as they got those the female twins in the book, I'll buy it. Nerd just says he wants to get a Hulk Hogan homage to Hulk 181.
See, now the mayor's talking about how the Undertaker comic was pretty good from Chaos. I never read it. I saw the covers. The covers looked awesome.
Oh yeah, if it was from Chaos, I'm pretty sure it would probably be pretty dark. Yeah.
There you go.
Sasha.
Bring up the
some of the
female twins.
There's a booty.
Oh. They really sell those.
Yeah. I don't know. Do you guys watch Comic Trips? They bought a box. They're like $13.
Yeah.
Comic trips are awesome, dude. I love them.
Yeah.
I remember the Warrior comic. So they have all these just different. See, that's a pretty good Undertaker one right there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's pretty sweet.
Yeah. You get his damn shit off the bottom.
The tap out, the ad.
Yeah, it's annoying as hell. All right, so there's a couple covers. When does it say it's coming out?
And who was doing it? Did it say what company? I didn't see.
It would be Boom.
Okay.
6 exclusive one shots, I guess they are.
Huh.
I give them that credit though. I mean, WWE is a big company, and they're gonna go with the smallest, kind of an indie studio to put out their books. That's kind of cool.
Yeah, and then they're doing one called Now Then Forever.
That's pretty good though.
Yeah.
Sadly, and that's a new toy line they just came out with, so that's promoting a toy line. I know this, sadly.
Like Mask and all that.
Yep.
Big money making machine right there.
Oh yeah.
I was hoping to see the twins. What are their names? The
The
female.
Bella twins.
The Bella twin.
Bree and
Oh my goodness.
Nikki.
Nikki. Yeah.
That would have been.
Oh, it's in November. That's when it starts.
Okay. Cool.
So, I just found out today that Doctor Strange is being premiered in the UK before America, before the States.
Yeah.
What's up with that?
They've been doing that a lot.
Yeah.
Same thing happened with Star Wars.
Spoil things.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're spoilers.
So what is it? End of October in the UK, and then early November the States.
Yeah, we get it the first Friday in November, and they get it they get it on October 28th, and we get it on November 6th or 5th or something like that.
Yeah, there are so many markets out there that get it before we do.
You guys heard about that? They slipped the secret enemy, whatever.
Secret villain.
The secret villain. Easy for me to say.
He's so secret.
Uh,
Yeah, I mean, how they were doing it and what they said in the article that we all read, I mean, I think it's a good follow-up, and it leads into the next bigger villain, you know?
Yeah. I mean, they need to do something, to establish someone bad after Thanos has, had his time. Which I'm still curious if they, do you guys fully think they're gonna kill off Thanos? Like he comes in, has his time, and then just that's it?
He never dies. They've dropped him in black holes, and he comes back. So it'll just be like a pause button. Okay, we'll stop fighting. We'll see you in a few years, and we'll do this again.
Yeah.
But I think it's good. Like after that if they do, maybe bring it more street level again, and they'll have to build all the teams back up again. So it could be cool.
Yeah. I mean, I would love to see, Dormammu be the next big one, or Mephisto, like just someone cool that's kind of like a universal threat. I just don't know if they want to, I mean, like you're saying, build people up to be street level again. So I mean, it gives a little bit more of an incentive to make some of these smaller villains or just more localized villains into something better. So I mean. I think a couple of trilogies, where somebody like, where you have someone kind of fighting off a villain that, like an arch enemy type villain would be kind of cool.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Sorry.
One thing I really like about the movie, just kind of the movie in general, or where the MCU is kind of as a whole, is that they're now bringing in these, more mystical, magical elements. We started off like with a lot, like Iron Man and stuff like that, Spider-Man. Mm-hmm. Then it went, slowly more towards cosmic, and we're getting a lot more of that. And now they're introducing finally all these other mystical elements. So when people talk about, people are gonna get sick of these, superhero movies, they're all the same, blah 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 blah. They're really not. They're really cognizant of that, I think, and through things like this, where they're bringing in these other elements, they're bringing in a new feel for it. It's going to be a whole new look going forward. So I think it's really good for, obviously all the studios, but, the Marvel MCU as a whole, and it's really going to help increase its longevity.
Yeah.
So I love it.
I mean, if you look at just the Avengers movies, like the way they did those, especially, the phase right before Civil War, I mean, everything kind of had its own, like, little niche that it fit into. Like where Ant-Man was more of a heist movie, Captain America was more of a political thriller. You know what I mean? Like they did a lot of things to kind of diversify what they already had. So and the cool part too is that you can always kind of come back to some of the things. So let's say you leave cosmic alone for a couple of years, then you bring something cosmic back, but you kind of fuse two other genres that you had out there together. Like that would be kind of cool. So it's definitely going to be interesting to see how they go. forward with all that type of stuff. I'm actually curious if we're gonna see more, like after the Infinity Stones, what type of stuff we're gonna see, like what type of big universal, type like artifact are we gonna see, like the Cosmic Cube or I mean, not the like the the Mcron crystal, like things like that, like things that like you don't normally get to see in those movies. That I just focus on Infinity Stones. Like, what are the big powers of the universe are they gonna bring out that could threaten like everything?
Nerd Vision brings up a good point. I don't think we've seen all of the stones yet, but he says that he wishes Thanos had at least one gem when he's introduced in the movies because he hates seeing that his gauntlet is empty. I would think that once we actually see him, he'll probably have at least one, wouldn't you think? Because there's 6 of them out there, and I've only seen like maybe 3 of them.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like he's gonna end up. They'll probably have it be that he's able to pick up 1 or 2 really easily off of somebody, and then he's gonna have to fight to get the rest. The only thing that makes me sad about it being 1 full movie is that you're gonna see him get all those stones, have that power for maybe 3 or 4 seconds, have that power for a very short time in the movie, and then just lose it instantly, which kind of I'd love to see him really just at least be able to wield it for a little bit. Wield it part of a movie into the next, and then they have to find a way to take it from him. Just because I feel like it's kind of a cheap victory. It was like, all right, either we stop him from getting full power to save it for another time, not so bad. But if he gets full power and they just defeat him easily, then what's the point of having it?
Yeah, he has to have time to kill half of the living beings in the universe. Like that still has to happen. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like that's
it's
just
something that makes it known he's that dangerous.
Well, and that's the thing. Is we haven't seen Death, so I wonder if Death is going to play into Thanos and why he's doing this, or if they're just going to go a different route.
Potentially. Oh, all right, the chop. Oh, okay. So there's still just the Soul Gem is the only one that they don't have actively in the movies right now, and the Time Gem, which Doctor Strange is going to be holding on to.
There's something slightly off topic. Slightly, it's completely off topic. I was thinking about nicknames for the panelists.
Oh no.
Obviously, they have to be superhero related. I can't help
Lord.
but Justin's going to have to be Green Arrow for obvious reasons. All right.
There you go.
I thought of something with Edwin. Just Preacher off the top of my head. Who else? I got to think of something for Chris, man. With the Boston accent, and something for Jesse. But so far, I got Green Arrow and Preacher. I need your help, guys.
But what do you give yourself?
I don't know. That's up to you guys. Well, with the new goatee, gotta take that.
Vandal Savage.
No. Professor
Savage.
Professor X, right there.
With a goatee.
Or Lex.
Hey, there you go.
I did say slightly off topic.
Big E says Justin is Ollie.
Ollie? Which character is
Oliver
that?
Quinn. That is the Green Arrow. Oliver Quinn.
I just thought of it.
Make him the Merciless. That's awesome.
That's a good one.
Nice. Yes. Perfect.
For who? For Jesse?
No, for you.
Oh, for you. With
For
that
me? All right, cool.
We just need to get you some eyeliner.
I could do that, man. I'll give my wife.
crazy eyebrows.
Now I want to go watch Flash Gordon. Crap.
Justin definitely freaking Green Arrow with the goatee and everything.
I'll take it.
Oh, yeah. I don't know.
I'm not Splash Page. I'm not familiar with that character.
No, well, he's saying, how they say Boston cream pie.
Oh.
But that doesn't. There's no superhero that throws pies at people. Only
That's not
villain
very
throws those
intimidating.
Pies. Yeah, exactly. I don't think they're I know there's potentially heroes from Massachusetts and stuff, but there's not. I don't think there's too many Boston heroes. The only one I know who's got the name Boston is Deadman.
Oh, Boston Brand. Yeah.
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 Talk about Dead Man. Those Justice League Dark characters, man. Might want to start picking those bad boys up.
Yeah.
Well, the animated movie's coming out soon.
That looks phenomenal.
Yep.
You can still get those books for pretty inexpensive. So.
Mm-hmm.
Get them while you still can, gentlemen.
I was kind of curious too, because I don't know a lot about Constantine. I don't read a lot of Hellblazer, but like in the trailer, they're showing him like just blasting out energy and stuff. Like, does he have like an artifact that he does that with? I remember the Keanu Reeves movie. They didn't really go too much into that his powers and things, other than being able to cross into the other world, into hell, like by trying to commit suicide. But that was about it. He didn't really do tons and tons that kind of showed off what he was able to do.
Yeah, I think it's always situational based, like what he's capable of, I don't know. Most of it's like incantations and things like that, so I don't know if he would have to have an artifact, but maybe.
I mean, just in general, just because he, like I said, he's definitely a different character. I mean, has anybody really read his books? I mean, are they good, or like, because I mean, I wouldn't mind picking up a couple of trades just to kind of get familiar with him, but I just didn't know if, there's some really iconic stories that like stood out as like really good ones that showcase what he can do and what he's all about.
I don't know. I can't think of any like seminal runs of Hellblazer.
Cat Peeps. You got any for him?
Yeah, let's hear it.
Yeah, like what would you say? Like, I mean, Constantine fans, like what's the big Hellblazer books that, or at least a big trade that would make you inspired to go ahead and see some more of what his stuff is?
I can guarantee you that everybody's going to say stay away from all New 52 versions and just go back to the original series from Dark Horse. Right? It was Dark Horse or Vertigo.
Vertigo.
Yeah.
Vertigo.
I mean, the only thing I have for reference really is the movie, which I thought was all right. I mean, because I didn't really know him, but I just felt like it was kind of fast paced as far as how they did certain things, and then it like slowed way down. And it didn't get cool until he went into hell.
Yeah, the New 52 Justice League Dark, like the first 7 or 8 issues of that book were pretty good. I kind of dropped it after that, but I mean that gives you an overview or an introduction to all of those characters, And that's pretty much what they're using that team, it seems, for the animated film.
So what do we got? We got Deadman, we got Swamp Thing, Constantine,
Swamp Thing,
Zatanna. Who else we got on there?
Etrigan.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I would like to see him in a movie. That would be awesome. The Demon Etrigan.
He's funny because Jack just pretty much said, "He's like crickets for Constantine," and that's the truth.
Yep.
I guess the movie was better than the book.
As you guys are sitting here talking, I'm starting to think about. I think I know the reason why Marvel is doing so much better than DC at making films. I think that Warner Brothers just needs to sell their properties to other people. And then they'll make movies that will do just as good, if not better, than Marvel. And because it seems like Warner Brothers is trying to keep everything in house, but yet they can't do anything with it.
So you're saying Marvel should make the DC movies?
Ooh,
no, not necessarily, but like you got other studios out there that could probably do something with them.
If Marvel was to make the DC movies, Superman would die of the sniffles. Batman would be a security guard. No, I mean. They could do that if they wanted to, I guess. I mean, it's just to let people go in their own direction, I guess. But the problem is just that they have it all there, like it's right there, and it does bother me that they just can't get things together like they did when Christopher Nolan was making those movies. Yeah. I mean, and that I think shows your point where it's just like if you let somebody else take care of this, like they'll do a good job. I think that they're just so kind of focused on just kind of keeping everything together and trying to catch up with Marvel, which is, I think, the wrong direction. I think you got to just kind of, figure out what you have, make good movies, and then, if you want to interweave or connect them, do it then. But just, put out something that's really good because, it's sad to see them kind of floundering like this because they have awesome characters. They just haven't, gotten the right, crew together to make those movies well. I think they just need to have, just a whole new like nucleus of people. Like Zack Snyder needs to be like taken out, but like completely out of the whole thing.
What's made more, Deadpool or Suicide Squad?
Oh, Deadpool.
I mean, without a doubt.
Yeah, Deadpool's raked in almost 800 mil, and I think Suicide Squad just crossed 600 mil.
What is it true that they said that Deadpool is the highest-grossing R-rated movie of all time? R-rated movie?
It's the highest-grossing X-Men film so far.
Mm-hmm. I think, I want to say though it broke all the records for any sort of R-rated comic movie. Absolutely.
Oh yeah.
Because there haven't been many. I mean, that's the thing. Like, Deadpool did a lot of things right, and if they want to keep that franchise going and keep it, as it should be, they got to keep it rated R. Because the minute they go PG-13, I think that's when you're gonna lose everybody.
Oh
They'll destroy it.
But let's think about this, because Fox has X-Men, Disney has almost everything Avengers related, Sony has Spider-Man. What about Universal Studios taking a Warner Brothers or DC property? Because Universal has done all the Fast and Furious films. Mm-hmm. They've done a pretty good job with that. I think they could put together some good films.
Who owns Universal?
They might be a Viacom. They might be under Viacom.
I think if they take a different direction with X-Men, I think it's already got into that point where it's like, okay, let's take a new direction with X-Men. So there's the franchise they should take.
Oh, NBC.
Oh really?
Oh yeah, that's right. NBC.
Oh
yeah.
That's and Big E's is saying that they have the Hulk. That's why we can't get a full-on Hulk movie anymore. Yeah, I remember
that. That's a crazy ride.
Mm-hmm.
The roller coaster.
Yeah, I mean, there's some studios out there that can do something with those Marvel properties. I just don't think that, I mean, not Marvel, but DC properties. I just don't think Warner Brothers knows what to do. They're just so concentrated on Batman, Superman. I mean, thankfully they kind of branched out to Wonder Woman a little bit, but I mean, outside of those three, I don't really see them doing much. I think they're too scared to lose money.
Well, the problem is that they have to realize that you got to do these things right, or else. I mean, I really do feel like if Wonder Woman flops, that's pretty much the nail in the coffin for them. I mean, they'll definitely keep churning out movies, but I mean, it's going to be one of those things where it's going to take people a long time to want to go and see it. Like, it'll be one of those things like, if you're bored, all right, Shazam is out, yeah, I'll see Shazam, I guess, but like, it's going to have to like do something to really wow people, or else they're going to pretty much have people waiting until DVD or HBO or something like that, like television releases or Redbox. I'll just pay $1 for it and go from there. They don't really. I don't know. I just can't understand why they just can't put that finger on what they need to do to make it just click and gel and be something great. I mean, they did have the market for a long time. I mean, the Dark Knight movies, that trilogy was awesome.
Yeah, they were on a roll right there.
Mm-hmm.
I'd be truly disappointed if Wonder Woman flops, man. I'm looking forward to all the characters they have, from your, Flash to Aquaman. Believe it or not, I think the guy they casted for Aquaman is awesome, man.
Jason Momoa.
Yeah, man, he looks fucking kick ass. So if Wonder Woman flops, man, that's gonna be a big disappointment for me.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that movie.
The thing that's kind of funny with that one is that it has the chance to, it has a lot of chances to succeed, because it's gonna bring in, I think, a little bit different audience. Whereas it's a female character, so you're gonna have a lot more females going to see it, and it's gonna be I think a different type of story. So I mean, there's definitely ways that they can invigorate what they have going on. But they just kind of, worried too much, like you said, about, what people are saying about their last movie, what people need to do to make it, it's just, I understand reviews and everything, but just make the movie you want to make, and just do it the way you want to. The minute you listen to all the critics and everybody who's messing everything up, that's when everything just kind of falls apart. So.
Yeah. Well, I don't know, man. I think that it would have been great for at the end of Batman, the one with Bane, if maybe Superman showed up or Wonder Woman or something. I think that would have been pretty cool to kind of segue on into something new. But,
I pulled you out of the plane. You're okay.
well, Justin, I think you made a good point a few weeks ago. I think they should maybe try animated film.
Yeah. Oh, I mean, they it's funny too because like the only reference they had to Superman, Batman, I think was in the Man of Steel. I think Diane Lane says, "Oh, that's Psycho in Gotham," talking about Batman, and that's the only like mention you have of characters kind of intermingling between the two.
Yeah, and they destroyed the Wayne satellite.
Yeah.
Yeah. And Chris, you brought up Shazam. Has anybody heard anything new on Shazam?
It's John Cena.
Wait, what?
That's all I keep hearing is that like Cena's going to be cast as Shazam.
So we're gonna have The Rock as Black Adam and
Yeah,
John Cena as Shazam.
Yeah.
That's not gonna work.
I think it's wishful thinking. I would say they go with someone that no one knows, like an unknown for that character, since you're going to have to balance him being Billy Batson and Shazam, you know?
Yeah. I mean, I'll do it. I'm available.
You're available? All right. Hey, I'll make a call. I thought they thought you were busy, so I'll make sure they know.
Cool. All right, guys. Well, we are getting up to that hour-and-a-half mark. So we had a lot of fun today. We did some trivia, covered a shit ton of topics, and we went over all the books that we're looking forward to tomorrow. So looking forward to hear what you guys, in your halls or whatever, thought of these books that you mentioned today. So let's go around, give some shout-outs, and some final thoughts there, and we'll close out our episode number 9 here.
All right. Guess I'll go first. I want to give a shout out to everybody on the panel. Great show as always. Fun talking with you guys. Also want to shout out to everybody who was in the chat. Thank you guys for watching. We do this for you guys, so glad to see you guys here. Happy to have a nice active chat. It was a lot of fun. So thank you guys for watching.
Oh wait, I'm supposed to do the clap thing. Who's got the clapper up?
I'll help you out, Jason.
All right. Mr. and stuff.
Drum roll. All right, so thanks guys for coming along. You guys were gonna be gonna be pleasantly surprised who we got planned for next week. It's a great guy, and in the industry, you guys are gonna be pretty much like, wow, pretty cool guest. But thanks for joining. Thanks for having me on the panel, guys. And follow me, comics and stuff.
And the clapper.
I got you, Jesse. I got this.
All right.
Oh man, I'll go real quick. I appreciate that, Jose, because I was gonna plug that in, and I think it's safe to go ahead and plug it in. Unless something changes, we should be having Sam De La Rosa on next week's Tuesday. So I pretty much got confirmation. So like I said, unless anything changed, we should have him on next week. So have your Spider-Man questions ready, because we're sure going to ask him some. But I want to thank everybody on the panel as well, and thank everybody in the chat, Big E's, Jeff Johns, Nerd Vision, who else is out there? Who's getting all those questions right?
Jackio.
Jackio.
Yeah, shout out to Jackio too.
Yeah, I'm gonna give out to probably one of the only ladies that I can recall, Rez. Give a shout out to Rez for being on the chat. Continue checking us out, guys. It's definitely fun. Check out my contest over at StrictlyComix. I'm giving away some Transformers stuff, some good Transformers stuff, in my opinion, for any old school Generation 1 Transformers fans. Definitely check it out. And all I'm asking that you do is that you follow me on my Instagram and repost it to 2 different people. And that's it. And you'll be entered into the contest.
Nice. All right. I'll go next. Just kind of finish out. Yeah, just thanks to everybody for showing up. It's always fun sitting here talking with you guys about comics and what's going on. And great interaction with the chat this week. Had a lot of fun with the trivia questions. Everybody answering those, throwing out crazy answers. But coming up for me this week, like I said at the beginning, there was no haul last week, so it'll be a double-sized haul this week with some extravagance, maybe.
Ooh.
Stay tuned.
All right, cool. Well, thank you guys once again for coming back. It's always fun, like you guys are saying. It's cool sitting here chatting with you guys, and man, does the time fly,
Yeah.
Those trivia questions were a lot of fun. We're absolutely going to keep doing that. So you guys in the chat, look forward to that in the future, along with our guests and next week's guest. Shout out to Jackie O and Big E's. I know Jackie O just barely edged out Big E's this week, but we'll see next week who wins, right? I always say, collect what you love, and one more shout out. I want to show this again. Okay. Yeah, so collect what you love. Don't let anybody tell you what you should or shouldn't collect, and you really can't go wrong with that. So with that brings our episode 9 to a close. It's been fun, and we'll see you guys next Tuesday.